But we got a fish. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna throw it in. Whoosh! What did I get? Oh, goldfish. We don't want to cook goldfish. That's bad. We're throwing that back. Yeah, no goldfish. We gotta try again. Ready? Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a can of salmon. Ah, that's what we're making today. We are making salmon in a can. Now, you say, ooh, all you people who were, you never knew I was so funny. Ha! It wasn't Gotta Love Chicago. I don't know what Chicago. That was the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. We're all babies. Yeah, we're babies. Anyway, so when I was growing up, you may have called them salmon patties. Not my mother. Oh no, we were more high class than that. As we lived in our trailer house and my father was a truck driver, we did not have salmon patties. No, we had salmon croquettes. Croquettes, I tell you. Salmon croquettes. So today, we are not making salmon patties. We'll do the double nickel celebration. We have till December. We do have until December. So hopefully, we'll get there. You're in the 55 club, not the year of the born. Okay, well, you just got your Medicare card. Just caught the end of. I know. Okay, I don't like fresh salmon, but I like the patties. Okay, the croquettes. Croquettes. Maybe I should get a French accent. Oui, shall have the croquettes. That's what we're having today. Anyway, this is just a can. Look, I did the camera right today. This is just a can. This says Wild Alaskan Pink Salmon. I don't know if the brand really matters or anything. My mom always got the one that said pink salmon. I don't know if that's a big thing or not, but I just made sure we had pink salmon because, you gotta know. Good morning, Nancy. You missed the song. And the fishing. We fished. We first got goldfish. We threw those back. Then we got a can of salmon. So that's what we're doing. Okay, now, this is why it grossed out. And I'm going to show it to you. You'll get it grossed out, too, if you've never done this. This is why it grosses out pizza. Okay? And you'll be able to see. Look, let me tilt that. You see that white thing right there? That's a bone. You see the bone? Now, you could try to reach in there and start pulling them out. But there's a whole lot of them. See that? So, I ate these the whole time growing up, right? And the first time I got my own place, and I was like, I can make these. So I got the can, and I opened it, and like pizza, I'm like, there's stuff in there. Stuff. So, I dumped it in the bowl and I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, there's skin in there and bones in there. Surely you're not supposed to eat all that. I'm gonna tilt it and you can see the skin right there. You see it? And then there's some more of the bones right there. Now see, those are nice enough that I could just probably rip them right out of there. Just like that. Just like that. But according to the National Fish something or another, I can't remember what it was, you don't take them out. You can still, but you don't take them out. You just leave them in there and they kind of melt. So it doesn't hurt you. You're not gonna go, fish bone, because they're not like a fish bone. They're just these little round blah, blah, blah. And quite frankly, if you take your spoon, when you're separating out the salmon, they break up. And it's calcium. It's more calcium. So, and the skin breaks right up too. So I'm gonna show you. I just have my plastic spatula and I'm just breaking the salmon up because I don't want a big chunk in my croquette. So I'm just breaking it up. I got this out because I thought, well, I'll do that. But quite frankly, it breaks up really easy. Okay, so it kind of looks, and at this point, smells like tuna fish, which is not one of my favorites either, but there you go. All right, so that we have this mushy mess. Mushy mess. All right, so now we're gonna go. I just have to, I don't know why this doesn't automatically go up. I love you too, Nancy. Love to eat the bones. Well, yeah, yuck, I can smell the stinky fish. Good morning, Benji. Benji's watching. Benji, I talked to my friend, Benji's husband, my friend Tim, And I talked to him yesterday, and they're so lucky because they're riding this sucker out at their lake house. Sitting on the lake. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, that's the place to be if you have to be quarantined. Ooh, is with people who have a lake house, but I don't have a lake house. Okay, we gotta get going. So here is our fish. Fishy, fishy fish, okay? So we drained the can. I drained the can because we don't want a lot of wet from this, all right? All right, so now, here's what I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna add, I did 2 green onions going in there. I just diced them up, chopped them up. 3 green onions. We need dill. Oh, since I chopped this up, my kitchen has smelled so good. Good morning, Joanne Early. That's where you are right now. I can't wait to watch this later with Pete. His mom fixed it when he was young and always took the gross stuff out. Anyway, so the dill smells awesome. Can you smell? Ah, now, did I get the big dill? No, because I just needed a little bit. So it came in this little package. Listen to this. The leaves can be boiled with new potatoes and added to egg and salmon dishes or to a jar of homemade pickled gherkins, cucumbers, or cauliflower. There you go. And here, it has medicinal purposes. Dill water. Okay, that does not sound good. Dill water is good for indigestion, flatulence, what a great word, flatulence, and colic. Ooh. Anyway, dill, that's what we're using. Okay, so I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna use a tablespoon. I had to find these. A tablespoon of fresh dill. If you have to use a dried dill, only use a teaspoon, okay? But I'm using fresh. An egg. Where's my eggs? Here we go. 1 egg. Now, I'm only doing 1 can right now. But I'm probably gonna have to do another can later on because I don't think there'll be enough for the boys. 1 egg. In we go. Why do we add an egg? Because that's gonna, just like when we make meatloaf, we add an egg. That's gonna act as a binder and hold things together, okay? Here's something you don't hear me say often. Sweet paprika. Remember, I always liked my smoked paprika, which I still like my smoked paprika. And I say this is usually for deviled eggs, but we're gonna use it in this one too, and we're only gonna use half a teaspoon. Can I see? Oh, the 55 eyes. Half a teaspoon of sweet paprika. Not hot Hungarian, not smoked, but sweet. We're gonna need 2 teaspoons, get your teaspoon out, of lemon juice. Now, would this be better if I had a fresh lemon? I'm sure that it would be, but I don't. I have squeeze-o lemon. And so we're doing 1, 2, 2, there, 2. Squeeze-o lemon. Do you have squeeze-o lemon in your refrigerator? Do you have squeeze-o lemon? Squeeze-o lemon. Good morning, Joe. Oh, thank you, Rod. I appreciate that. I always have dill in a dish. Yum. Rod, I hope they catch that slime bag that broke into your restaurant and took all that stuff. That really bothers me. Hello, Kimberly Peterson. Okay, so we have a can of salmon that we broke up. We have 2 green onions, chopped up, put in here. We have a tablespoon of fresh dill. It smells really good, except for the fishy smell, but we'll get over that. We have half a teaspoon of sweet paprika, an egg. What else am I putting in? 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Oh, we need salt. That's what I need. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm measuring today. I don't know why. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a few shakes, and that's what I'm saying, of pepper. Pepper for your poppycock. Okay, pepper. Now, oh, I'm sorry, and we also need 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So, you know, I normally don't use olive oil, right? I usually use vegetable oil when I'm cooking, if I'm cooking on the skillet, but if I'm making something like this, I want to use olive oil. So, 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. Now you say, okay, that's very wet. How is that gonna hold together at all, Cindy? And that's not great. Well, I'm gonna tell you, hang on to your knickers there. And here's the answer. People will tell you other things. People will tell you to use a piece of bread. People will tell you to use breadcrumbs or panko. No, this was a payday meal. And quite frankly, they didn't sell breadcrumbs or panko or anything when I was growing up. This is what we had. Saltine crackers. This is what we had. So, would you have my rolling pin? And so, I took an entire sleeve. This is called a sleeve o' crackers. I took an entire sleeve o' crackers and put it in a quart-size zippy and used my my Polish pottery rolling pin, and I smashed it and rolled it, smash and roll with the rolling pin until it looks like this. See, just a bag of crumbs, Okay, I'm gonna use 2/3 of a cup. This is more than 2/3, and that's fine. 2/3 of a cup. This is, I don't have a 2/3 measuring thing. I only have a 1/3. So 1/3 and 2/3. There we go. Now we're gonna see how wet it is. I may add a teaspoon of flour once I see if it's too wet, if I need a little bit more oomph to it, but I need to look at it first. If Eva Marie was on, she would shudder. Because, you know, no shaking and pinches. She wants everything exact. Okay. Oh, well, it's pretty good. But I think I am going to add... Am I? Let me see. I think I am. I think I'm just going to add a teaspoon. A teaspoon of flour. Flour. There we go. Just because it needs to be all yummy. Now, this is the recipe that my mother used, okay? And so this is about it. That we're gonna make it into patties. That being said, I need to jazz it up just a little bit. Look at all this measuring today. I know. I probably should. I don't know. Anne. Hello, Anne. Okay, so, but I'm gonna jazz it up. I'm gonna put a little Tony Chachere's in there. Because really, we need a little, how much you say? Well, you don't even have to use that. But you can. And if you do, add however much you want. You know, like if you like a lot, if you like it really kind of zingy and spicy, put in a bunch. If you don't like it zingy and spicy, put in a little bit. Okay, that's it. Now we have to make them into patties. This is the gross part. The gross part, I tell you. But I'm gonna make them into patties. I'm going to roll the outside, or flap the outside into the rest of my cracker crumbs. Okay, now look at this. Am I cool? Look at this. I have Polish pottery everything. Look at this. I have a Polish pottery fish dish. Yes, yes, yes. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so that's my fish dish. So I'm gonna take my fish dish and I'm gonna put the rest of my saltine crackers that I've smashed to smithereens. To smithereens, I tell you. Okay, so now see, they're just sitting on the fish dish, except I'm throwing them now. All right, and so then we're gonna make a patty. How big a patty? I'm gonna use my 1/3 doodah. That's about the right size for me. And then we need, hold on one second. Then we need, I'm gonna need that. Then we need a cookie sheet, and I just lined it with foil. You know, you know, easier to clean up. Needs eggs. I already put in an egg, Joanne. My head hates salmon, but your hat is cute. Well, I know, I don't like salmon, period. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning. Thank you. I love my pottery too. Okay, so we're just gonna make little patties. So the easiest way to make the patty for me is I roll it in a ball and then I smash it out a little bit. There you go, patty. Now, let me do this. Can you see? Okay, so now I'm just gonna dump it in the little saltine crackers and then I'm gonna turn it over. I don't care if it's like coated a whole lot. I just want a little bit of a crust. And then I'm putting that on my foil, okay? So 1/3 measuring cup, grab it out, well, maybe a little much. Roll it into a ball, flatten it out, dump it in the saltine crackers, flip it over, smush it again, and then put it on your put it on your foil. Okay, ready? Repeat. 1/3 cup. Except these are kind of big. I may not get as many. That's why I thought I might need another pan. Okay, so what did we put in here? Okay, remember I'm dunking in the cracker crumbs and I'm flipping over. I'm making a mess is what I'm making. Okay, and then that's 3. We used a can of salmon. We used 1 egg, Joanne. We already put that egg in there just in case you were curious. An egg. We used dill. We had salt and pepper. We had sweet paprika. We had green onions. Did I say dill? Yes, I said dill. I added a little flour just because it was very wet. And then we added 2/3 cup of smushed up cracker crumbs. You want to use breadcrumbs? You can use breadcrumbs. The crackers, you're not gonna go, oh, I can taste a cracker in here. My mom used saltine crackers to stretch everything. You know, when you don't have a lot of money and you gotta feed a family, you put it, so she used saltine crackers to stretch meatloaf and in these. So my friend Bitsa, you know, she said the reason I did this today is she said, you know, that was her worst thing is to look in there and see those bones in that skin. And I understand. I mean, like I said, the first time I did it, I spent an hour trying to pick all that stuff out, having no idea that it was okay to eat. And so I get that. Bitsa, I've always been in awe of Bitsa. So I met Bitsa through church. You know what, if you wouldn't mind while I'm telling this little silly story, tell me how we met. Like, how do I know you? Do I know you from church? Do I know you from high school? Do I know you from HG? Do I know you from law school? I don't know. Tell me, or if you just, this is how you know me, is from right here. This is fine too. That you're a new friend. Anyway, so my friend Bitsa. So I've always been in awe of her. She and her husband, one, are phenomenal people, just and hilarious. Great sense of humor. Her husband is like a big trickster. He is. He's hilarious though. Anyway, so they had a daughter, and then she got pregnant again, and come to find out, she had quads. 4. Can you imagine having 4 kids at one time? 4 kids at one time. I mean, I had trouble coping one at a time. I did, one at a time. I'm a wussy. But she had 4 babies at one time. I'm just in awe of my friend Bitsa. And then she helps in children's ministry. She's been like an elder on children's ministry, and she helps in women's ministry. And so I've just always been in awe of Bitsa. So Bitsa, I love you, and I'm so glad that you're here. And so here is our cookie sheet. Do you see this? I ended up with 8 patties, croquettes. Croquettes, I tell you. And to make it healthier, because you guys have not been impressed with my non-healthy food, I think. Although you saw how much chicken spaghetti I made yesterday. It was this big. We have like that much left. Nothing, hardly anything. Everybody loves chicken spaghetti. I have to use that again later. So because you've probably not been impressed with my cooking and the healthiness, I decided to throw you a bone. A fish bone. And so instead of frying it in the skillet in a little oil, which would be faster, I'm sure, but it's also messier, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I put them on the baking sheet with foil. We're gonna bake them 375, so we're gonna amp it up just a little bit, and it's for 10 minutes. I'd leave it for 5 minutes, and make sure you preheat your oven, right? Don't start your 5 minutes. Don't like put them in there, then turn it on and then start your 5 minutes. No. I'm not gonna see it. I got stuff all over me. You were our new member person and the reason we joined Windwood. Oh, don't be in awe if it was so hard if I didn't have my family and friends to help. Oh, I love you too. Windwood, when our babies went to Mother's Day out. That's so funny. I'm very impressed. I just adjust for gluten-free. Well, I'm sure you can. And I don't know what you add. Kelly, what would you add to make it gluten-free? I don't know, because you need something in there. Tell me what you add. Anyway, 375. Once it's preheated, stick these suckers in there, 5 minutes, then get your little spatula, flip them over, 5 more minutes. It just should be golden brown. And poof, I say. Your mom fried them in lard. My mom fried them in bacon grease. So there you go. Or Crisco. What is HG? Am I dumb? It's homemade gourmet. That's why I used to work, homemade gourmet. You're not dumb. Hey, Julia. Julia's on here. Julia is like the, I gotta wash my hands. Let's play that song again while I'm washing my hands, okay? Alexa, play Fishing in the Dark by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. You sing while I wash my hands. Be right back.
Fishing in the Dark by Nitty Gritty Dirt Band on Amazon Music.
Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing like
I'm coming back.
floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready.
Almost done. I gotta wash for 5 minutes, remember?
Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stone road.
They're not talking about fishing.
I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready.
Okay, you ready? Baby, get ready.
Ooh,
You and me going fishing in the dark. They're not talking about fishing. Sing along. Moving slow. That's not fishing. Okay, we gotta get back to cooking. We got other stuff to make. Okay, so this is going in the oven. Okay, but we need something to go with it, right? Oh, made a big mess. Got crackers everywhere. What do we go with it? I'm gonna make, roasted potatoes. Now, here's what I got. I bought bag O, red potatoes. Maybe you grew up, you called them new potatoes because you had green beans and new potatoes, red potatoes. See, that's it. You can cut them any way you want. Some of these are small and probably would have cooked whole, but they weren't uniform in size. So this is what I did. I cut them like apple slices. And I didn't skin them. So it looks like I have a big bowl of apples. Doesn't it look like I have a big bowl of apples? Ha ha ha. I probably did at least 10. I think I did at least 10 of these. Hey, Floyd. We should have been friends for all your years. I know. Xanthan gum if gluten-free flour doesn't have it. Oh, okay, good to know. How is Dr. Phil doing? He's in the ICU today. Oh, so I was telling you, my friend Julia's on here. She's the head. She's in charge of us. The crochet and knitters group, we call ourselves the Stitchers. And so they, the group made a whole bunch of these surgical mask extenders. It's like a cotton yarn and you crochet this thing and then there's 2 big buttons and they wear it on the back, and instead of looping that mask over your ears, you loop it over the buttons, and because their ears were getting infected. So, so they made a whole bunch of those. So anyway, so he's excited to have that. Okay, so new potatoes. New potatoes. We got to move fast. I've been chitty-chatty too much. Where am I going? Oh, new potatoes. Simple roasted potatoes, but we're going to add just a little bit of ya-ya to them. So however much you want to cook. I mean, I could say a pound or 2 pounds, but maybe your family doesn't need that much. So there you go. We need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Larissa, are you happy? I am not measuring. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We need about a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of salt. We need about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of black pepper. We need about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I like garlic powder. And now, my smoked paprika. We use the sweet paprika in the other one, but I'm gonna use it's just smoky. It gives it a good flavor. A lot of people, when they make roasted potatoes, they use rosemary or thyme. And I think I've told you before, that is just something that I can't do. There are There are a lot of people who don't like cilantro. You know, it just grosses them out. And that's the way I am with rosemary and thyme. I just, bleh. Like, on Wednesday nights, we usually have what we used to call midweek. And it's all these classes for the whole family. And then we had dinner. And they were always making rosemary potatoes. And I love potatoes, but not rosemary ones. Woo! Flying taters. Okay, so that's it. That was how easy it was. Cut up your potatoes. You can just quarter them if you want to. Or if they're tiny, small, just cut them in half. Cut up your potatoes. Add those little bit of olive oil and the little bit of seasonings, and there you go. Okay? So then, baking sheet covered in foil. Baking sheet covered in foil. Look how easy this is. And we're dumping. My crochet group is called the Happy Hookers. Hey, Bridget. Bridget's a nurse, too. Thank you, Bridget, for all you're doing. My husband sent me a text that one of the guys in the ICU that he works with, I'll just say his name because I'm not his last name, but Rick, watched yesterday's show and saw that King Ranch casserole and made it last night and sent him a picture and said how good it was. I was like, yay! Okay, so you just spread them out. You don't want them like stacked on top of each other. Just spread them out. You can use your hands if you want to, but you know, I've already washed my hands once because of the fish debacle, right? The fish debacle. Okay, and that's it. We're gonna put them in 400, a 400-degree oven. So, you know, maybe you wanna do your fishy patties or do these first, doesn't really matter. Or if you have a double oven, you could do that. 400 degrees for about 35, 40 minutes. It depends on how thin you cut them. Just, you know, give them a look, right? Give them a look. Take a fork, stick a fork in it. Stick a fork in it, you're done. If you stick the fork in it and you raise your fork and the potato is still attached, not done. If you stick the fork in it and the fork comes back and there's no potato, somebody ate it. No, it's done, you're good. So that goes in the oven and we're done with 2 recipes, I tell you. Okay, that usually is enough for us, right? That is usually enough. 2 recipes, Cindy, come on. That being said, no. If we're gonna have those salmon patties, and I'm not frying them, I'm trying to be good, then we gotta have a sauce to go with it. A sauce to go with it. So here's what we're gonna need. Oh, I need my measuring cup. Just whatever one, I don't care, give me the 4th. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna need a cup. A cup, I tell you. Hello, Deanne. I'm with you on the rosemary and thyme. Diane, I just can't do that. That's me with cilantro. See, I love cilantro. Okay, a cup of sour cream. Sour cream. You say, can I use light sour cream? Of course you can. You say, I'm trying to be, I need a cup. So this is a 4th, so I need 4 of these. You say, I'm trying to be healthy. Can I use Greek yogurt? You can use whatever your little heart desires. It's fine. It's not gonna change, I mean, it'll change the taste a bit, but you know, not that bad. Then we're gonna need a 1/2 cup of mayo. Just mayonnaise. Oh wait, this is whip. I gotta put the whip back up. We can't use the whip on this, because that would make it too sweet. You know, the whip versus the mayonnaise thing. But in this particular sense, we need the mayo, okay? I'm not sticking that back in there, so I'm just gonna do this. We need a 1/2 cup, 1, of mayo. I know, you're going, Cindy, the fat, sour cream, and use light. Use light, or like I said, if you wanna use yogurt or, you know, stuff like that, do that. It's okay, don't do that. Okay, that's the mayo. Now, what else are we putting in here? We're putting in the rest of our fresh dill. How much is that? It's probably about 2 tablespoons, maybe 1.5 tablespoons, but it's what I had left from my little bunch that came in this little tiny package. So I used 1 tablespoon. I just chopped it up really fine. I used 1 tablespoon in our salmon croquettes, and I used the rest in our little sauce we're making. Okay, so about 2 tablespoons of chopped dill. Okay, we got that. Oh, we need salt. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We need just a little bit of pepper, just a shake. Shake. Okay, we got pepper in there. And we need a tablespoon. Oh, I don't have my tablespoon. Hold on. Oh, here it is. My tablespoon of lemon juice, okay? Now, remember, you can use fresh lemons. Good for you. Good for you. I got the squeezy lemon because that's what I got. There you go. One. Woo! It squirted. I'm going to squirt you. Squirt your eye out. No, wrong thing. Okay. And our lemon. Now, this all by itself is a lovely, lovely dipping sauce for your salmon croquettes, right? And it's pretty. It's got that green, I mean, you know, it's a white thing, but it's got that pretty dill running through it, and it tastes really good, except we need a little garlic. Let's add a little garlic. Let's add a teaspoon of garlic. Yes, now I'm happy with that. But again, remember how I added the Tony Chachere's when we did the salmon croquettes? This needs a little kick too. So I'm gonna add some Louisiana hot sauce. Woo! Because everything should have some kick. You could use 1 or 2 drops. 1 or 2 drops of Louisiana hot sauce, or however much you want. Now it's turning into a beautiful pink color. Yay! Beautiful pink color. Little off-white. And there we go. Look at that. Yum! Yum, I tell you! And that's our dill sauce. So, we made salmon croquettes. We fished. We caught goldfish. We threw them back. We fished again. We finally got a can of salmon. We put our salmon with all those other ingredients that I'm going to post in the comments of this and in the comments of the announcement that I post at 10. So we made our salmon patties, rolled them in cracker crumbs, put them on a cookie sheet, and those are going to go in the oven for 10 minutes on 375. Then we made roasted potatoes. We used new potatoes or red potatoes, whichever you want to call them. I cut them in kind of in long slices, but you can cut them in chunks or you can quarter. You can mix, we put all of our stuff in there, a little olive oil, and then our seasonings. That was it. Gave them a toss. Throw that out on your cookie sheet as well. 400 degrees, we got to amp it up for about 35-40 minutes, or until you can stick a fork in it and the potato does not stick to the fork. And finally, we made a lovely, lovely creamy dill sauce with mayonnaise and sour cream and dill and a few spices and some Louisiana hot sauce. And so let's taste that. Okay, it's good all by itself, but I promise you if you put this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour, I'd make this first. All those flavors and that dill is gonna come through there. So good, so good. So today we have to say thank you to my friend Bitsa for her hatred of making salmon. Or getting out the can of, using the canned salmon. So we have to say thank you, Bitsa. Please show us photographs of the cooked dishes. Oh, okay, I do sometimes. Now you're hungry. Yeah, I know. I do sometimes, I take pictures. The problem is sometimes I like put things aside and then wait and cook them right before dinner. And so, you know, yesterday's chicken spaghetti. Yesterday was chicken spaghetti. Remember, it was that huge mound. Okay, I set it aside and I was gonna bake it a little later. My oldest daughter came down, got a big bowl of it. I'm like, I was gonna put that in the oven. She goes, it's fine. Stuck it in the microwave for a few minutes and just started eating. So I was like, everything in there's cooked. I think I'll have it for lunch too. So I did the exact same thing. I didn't even bake it. I just put it in the bowl and stuck it in the microwave. Oh, so good. That's why there's hardly any left, because we had it for lunch and dinner. And dinner, I tell you. Okay, so we got all this done. If you weren't here in the beginning, my husband bought me this, my sweetie bought me this beautiful purple chef's coat. So if I've offended any chef out there for wearing a chef's coat when I'm not a chef, I don't care. I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I do not mean, no English. No English. I don't understand. So anyway, Fish Friday. I hope you have a great day. Your kitchen is gonna smell better. It's not gonna smell like fish once everything's cooking. Hey, Judy. Hey, Amy. So from my kitchen to your kitchen, I hope you have a great day. I hope your kitchen smells wonderful and your tummies are all excited about salmon croquettes, roasted potatoes, and a creamy dill sauce. You guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at 11. Bye-bye.